5 years, it's not long, is it? And yet, within that 5 years, everything in my life could change. My health, my job, my home, even retirement. Who's to know what's going to happen in the next 5 years? I don't have all the answers, but I do know we're going to figure this out together. So here's my 5-year plan, and I'm sharing mine because it might help you shape yours. There are no spreadsheets and there's no figures, but I have created a free download for you. It's a tick sheet that might help you prepare for your personal retirement plan. So my 5-year plan is split into 4 sections, and it starts, of course, with the financial and retirement planning. I am currently self-employed. I run my own bookkeeping business from home, and I set my business up so that it would work around me rather than the other way around. My plan is to carry on working in full-time until I am 67, and then I intend to gradually decrease my time to become part-time and semi-retire. And with that in mind, I will probably be working until I'm 70 and probably 75, because I don't have a big pension pot, and therefore I'm going to need extra income in my retirement. I'm 61, so I get my state pension when I'm 67, and yes, that does equate to 6 years and not 5, but you don't really hear of anybody doing a 6-year plan. But that actually works quite well, because I think in the next 5 years of my pre-retirement, I will try and achieve all of my goals. And then I have a year left to hone and tweak my plans. And of course, it's all a work in progress, and anything can be changed at any point. This is just how I am feeling in 2025 or year 1. Government has forecast on its special website that I am likely to live until I'm 87, so that will give me 20 years from the time of the state pension until I'm expected to not be around any longer. So the way I see it, the first 10 years from 67 to 77 is going to be my best years for mobility. So I want to plan my retirement accordingly. So in the first 10 years, I'm expecting to do as much as I possibly can while I've still got the mobility and I'm able to drive and that sort of thing. And in the following 10 years, then I expect to be slowing down enormously and probably not be needing as much money because I won't be out and about as much. And that's how I'm looking at my retirement. So the fact that I am going to work at least part-time in the first half of my first 10 years has been part of the plan, because I'm going to need extra income as well as the state pension, because it's just not going to cover my outgoings. As I said before, I'm not going to be giving you any actual figures, and I haven't got any spreadsheets, but I am going to be talking you through the way that I see it. My retirement is personal to me, and all of the suggestions that I make in this video are personal to me. So you need to think about your plan and make it personal to you. So the way that I look at it is that I have at least 20 years, hopefully, fingers crossed, and therefore I want to make the most of it. And I don't want to be scrimping and saving and being frugal as I can be. I want to live, which means that I want to eat the nice food and I want to be able to buy things whilst I can. So in the first 10 years, especially the part where I am expecting to actually be earning extra income, I will be able to afford what I call the luxuries in life. And for that, I'm talking about where I live, for example, what food I buy, where I shop, buying myself clothes, buying myself jewellery, buying myself whatever I want to, but within reason. Let's go back to part 1 of the plan. So what am I doing now as part of my 5-year plan? Well, my pension is number 1. I need to understand my pension pot, my main one that has the bulk of my money in. And I need to understand what type of pension I've got, how it works, what choices I have when I decide to retire, what age I want to retire, and how much money that pension pot is actually going to give me. Now I have 2. One has more money in it than the other one. The third one, which I thought was a pension, is not. It's actually a pension ISA, which basically is a savings account. The government is not paying or giving me back the income tax on it. So it's very, very, very small at the moment. So I'm just going to discount it for now because it's more like just having a small savings account. Having looked at the websites and got as much information as I could on pensions and pension age, I decided that I would take the advice of Pension Wise. Now you can look up their website and you can book an hour telephone call with an advisor. I will say straight away that it is not financial planning. They're not going to give you any advice, but what they're there for, and they are part of the Citizens Advice Bureau, is to explain pensions and how they work and how you can find out what type of pension you've got, the resources that they've got available for you to look at and to understand your pensions. And that's really all that the phone call is about. So having done that, I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed by all the options, but I am determined to get to the bottom of it. So that's the most important thing on my list, I think, for year one of my 5-year plan, is to understand the pension and to make sure that I make it as proactive for me as I possibly can. I'm thinking at the moment that I might not take my personal pensions at 67, that I might delay taking it until I'm 70. And I need to do a lot of hard thinking about that, because obviously that's going to reduce the amount of time left in my retirement for me to take that money and use it. However, my thought process behind it is that I can continue to pay contributions to it, and then when I do decide to retire, I've then got more in the pot and I will get a higher monthly income from that pension, or those two pension pots. Number 2 on this section is that I have started a budget for me now. So for the next 5 years, I want to be sticking to a budget so that I know exactly how much money is going out, really. I know how much money is coming in, but I need to know what's going out, and I need to understand exactly what it is that I'm paying for, and to try and reduce it as much as possible so that I can start saving for my goals, and I'll come on to that in a minute. So this budget is not going to be a frugal budget. I don't need to really hone things down to the necessities of life, because as I say, I want to live. I don't want to be having a frugal existence whilst I can still afford to live nicely. I'm not expecting to have luxuries, but I do want to be able to live the way I want to. And I think that might upset a few people, and I'm sure I'll get some nice comments, but you know, hey ho, this is my plan and I'm going to live my retirement the way that I want to. So my biggest outgoing is my rent, and there's a lot of uncertainty around renting in retirement. I think that I am okay for the next 5 years because I rent from a limited company. So it is a business for the landlords. My lease is a 12-month lease, so I know every time that I sign it, I'm okay for the next 12 months. And I get a gut feeling that I am going to be okay for the next 5 years. So that's what I'm planning, or that's what I'm basing my 5-year plan on, is that I will stay here. And then after that, I can decide what my options are. So I will be looking at all the options for housing, and possibly when I reach 70, I might decide at that point that I want to go and live elsewhere in a cheaper place. But it's not as easy as it sounds. I have looked into social housing and housing associations. And I think because I'm not homeless and I have a nice income, I'm not going to be anywhere near the top of the list. So I don't know whether it's worth putting my name on that list, although I guess that's a fail-safe and I should do. So I'm going to be looking into that further. Other options are, for me in the UK, is that there are places called shelters accommodation that are for over 55s that you can rent. Some of the rent is a lot higher than I pay here, and some of them are lower. So I think when I was looking the other day, it was about £200 less for a small 1-bedroom apartment at one of these places. So it could be worth looking into that. The second section in my 5-year plan is the business and side hustles. So income is going to be extremely important in my 5-year plan, as it should be, and it should be for you too. I'm obviously got my bookkeeping business as my main income at the moment, but I have started a side hustle with YouTube, and I am also thinking about other passive income streams that might help. And one of those was setting up a training course. I like the idea of helping people, so I'm thinking of possibly recording a training course to help start-up businesses and sole traders, and show them how to do their own bookkeeping so that they keep their costs low in their first couple of years of trading. I have also thought that maybe I'll do some extra income streams on YouTube, because I think there are things like memberships and other ways to earn extra money using YouTube as the base platform. I really want to grow the community on my channel. I have loved seeing the comments and answering every single one of them. So I hope to grow that community, and my dream, I think, would be to get to 10,000 subscribers and then on to 100,000. Now, I'm not sure how doable that is, but one can dream. So section 3 is lifestyle and personal growth. So I want to remain independent in my life as much as I possibly can do. In order for me to remain independent, I need to remain fit and healthy. I need to keep my brain active. I don't want to succumb to that awful disease of dementia. My mum has, and I don't want that for myself. So I need to learn new skills, and YouTube actually has helped me with that, because I've had to learn, well, it's been a huge learning curve with all the different nuances to running a YouTube channel, editing and recording, and everything has just been completely new to me. So I've learnt all that, and it has kept my brain active. So I need to find other ways to keep learning and to keep growing and to keep my brain active. I want to embrace being single in my 60s and beyond. I'm now 6 months out of a relationship, and I'm not ready to go into another one. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that I really want to get back into the dating life. So at the moment, I'm going to remain single, but that doesn't mean that that's going to hold me back. I want to start exploring the world. I have a solo holiday booked, and it's coming up fairly soon, actually. But I want to do more solo trips. I want to go abroad, and I want to explore the UK as well. I'd love to go to Scotland and to Southern Ireland. So in my 5-year plan, I have getting fit and staying fit. I want to start a better eating pattern for myself. I have fallen off the sugar wagon, and I need to get back onto it. I seem to have cracked my sleep problem, so that's good, and long may that continue. And of course I need to lose weight, but I think with all the health and well-being stuff in my plan, I think that will follow, but that is what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. With my family, with my grandchildren, I want to be in their lives. I want to be part of their family and their life, so that they have happy memories of their grandparent as much as I can be, and into the future. I want to be very present and very active with them, so I need to ensure that I do that and make time for them. So with all this on my 5-year plan, it's not going to be easy. I'm going to have to put a lot of work in, but nothing comes easy in life, does it? And if I really, really, really want to achieve this 5-year plan, then I am going to have to put a lot of work in. Section 4 is my personal dreams. And I think this is very important when you're going into retirement. So my pre-retirement 5-year plan does include 2 personal dreams. I have a dream of a once-in-a-lifetime holiday going to the Aegean, because I am a big fan of Homer and the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I want to go and see these places that are talked about. I have researched it and found a solo cruise that costs, in today 2025, £5,000. So no doubt when I come to go on this cruise, it's going to cost a bit more than that, but I need to start saving for it, because if I don't, I'm not going to go, and my dream is not going to come true. I have been diagnosed with the start of cataracts, so I know I don't know when this will happen, but I do know that I'm going to have a cataract operation sometime in the future. Now, this does worry me because my work is using a computer screen, and if my eyes start failing me, then I can't work, and if I can't work, then I don't have the income coming in. So I have started to plan for a savings pot to cover a private operation. The research that I've done tells me it's going to be around about £3,000 per eye, and I want to have not only the cataract done, but I want to have corrective surgery so that I don't need glasses, at least for distance anyway. I could wait and get it free on the NHS, yes, but I have absolutely no idea how quickly my eyes will deteriorate. And then, of course, there's going to be the NHS waiting list, so I have no control over when the operation could get done. And if it does affect my work, then I'm not happy to leave it to chance. I want to have more control over it. So I need to start this savings pot for the eye op. Now, both of those plans, come to over £10,000. And that's a lot of money, so it is going to take me a long time to save up for it. So I have put that on my 5-year plan, and we'll see how that goes. My dreams are realistic and they are certainly very achievable, which makes it very exciting. So I am actually, in my pre-retirement years, quite excited about my life, well, actually the rest of my life. And I hope that you are too, because if you take control of the pre-retirement years, hopefully your retirement will go as you hope and as you plan. So thinking about the sheltered accommodation that I could potentially move into when I'm 70, there's a little positive note on that most of them allow pets. So I may be able to achieve another small dream, I guess, of owning a dog again. I used to have a dog many years ago and I miss that dog terribly, so it's been a kind of a dream, a semi-dream, to have another dog again. But private accommodation, they very rarely allow pets. So this has been my version of my pre-retirement 5-year plan. Please use it and tweak it and make it your own, because everybody over 60 deserves to go into retirement prepared and also to be excited about the future. I've made a free pre-retirement checklist to help you plan your next 5 years. And this is it. It's going to be a link in the description. It's free completely. You don't even have to give me your email address. I want you to use it as a guideline. It's not meant to be followed rigidly. So your 5-year plan is yours. It's personal to you. So you need to plan for things that you want to achieve and using your personal circumstances. I hope it helps, and please let me know if you do download it and if you found it useful. What's your biggest worry about the next 5 years? I think my biggest fear is my eyesight and also not being prepared enough, not having enough money for retirement. My 5-year plan is to alleviate as much as the worry and stress as I can, and I hope that it will help you so that you're not as worried about your future. If you've already got your 5-year plan in place and you'd like to share, I will be so interested to find out how you're going about it. If you've watched this video to the end, you are a superstar and I thank you very much. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you've downloaded the check sheet, please let me know in the comments. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.